Hi, Iman. How are you? Welcome to Campus2Career.
Hello, Kulsum. I am good. How are you? And it is so good to be here. Can't wait to have this exciting conversation with you.
That's lovely. Likewise. So, I like to start by, by you telling us a little bit about yourself and your professional journey so far.
Of course. So, as Kulsum mentioned, my name is Eiman Ansari. I graduated from FAS University, Islamabad, and I did
Mhm.
BBA. And after that, so during my university time, I was already working with Red Bull
Mhm.
as a student marketeer. It's a student job, one of a kind, to be very honest,
Mhm.
and something that I really, really, really enjoyed. And from there, I actually got promoted, and I had to move to Karachi,
Mhm.
where I was challenged with a new role, and then I got promoted back to Islamabad with another role. So it's been exciting. I've been with Red Bull since, if I count with my student life, it's been 8 years now.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's been a while. Yeah,
Almost a
it's
decade.
been a while. It's been a while, but yeah, it's been amazing. And I've looked at marketing, I've looked at sales. So it's been diverse. It's been good. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself and my little job career.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So I understand
Yeah.
your current role is a distribution partner manager. So for those of us who don't know what that is, can you explain that a little bit?
Of course. So I primarily work in sales, and so people in sales work with distributors. So
Okay.
the company itself can't distribute Red Bull everywhere in Pakistan, right? So
Mhm.
we have different distributors in different parts of, in different regions or different cities.
Mhm.
So we have one in Lahore, we have one in Karachi, basically top 8 towns, and then we further have sub distributors. So as far as distributors concerned, in Islamabad we have Shan distributors who helps us. We have a whole team,
Mhm.
and that distribution helps us distribute Red Bull in different markets, supermarkets. So when you see Red Bull available,
Mhm.
that's what a distribution partner manager does. It ensures
Mhm.
that Red Bull is available in different parts of Pakistan. Number one, and number two, there is a head of a distributor, right? So Shan distribution, there's a head over there. So we manage ROI and everything. We're the middle ground for Red Bull and them. So we ensure their ROI, but we also ensure work is done properly, how we would like it. And so yeah, that's what distribution manager does. In other companies, in Red Bull, this is the terminology, but in other companies, you might hear regional sales manager, you might hear
Mhm.
area sales manager, you might hear different terms,
Mhm.
but in Red Bull, that's what it's called.
ओके सो इसके
Yeah.
अंदर मार्केटिंग या सेल्स का कितना रोल प्ले होता है?
So it's, I would say, 90% sales or maybe 95% sales.
ओके.
So it's me primarily you need to ensure Red Bull is available at different supermarkets.
हम्म.
So we have different terminologies. It can be, we have supermarkets, which are, I'll give you Islamabad examples,
हम्म.
and I'll try to give Lahore and Karachi examples as well for a
हम्म.
wider audience here.
या.
So, for example, supermarket for Islamabad would be the Watson Shaheen. For Lahore, it would be Al Fatah.
हम्म.
For Karachi, it can be Springs. It can be Chase Up.
हम्म.
Or, yeah, I think I got it right. Chase Up or maybe Nahid. So these are supermarkets. Then we have kiosk. Kiosk basically जिसको हम खोका कहते हैं,
ठीक.
right? जहाँ पे आप enter होके
हम्म.
खरीद नहीं सकते, जहाँ पे आप खड़े हुए और आप दूसरों को कह रहे होते हो कि मुझे ये
हम्म.
दे दो या ये दे दो, right? Right. So where you don't enter the store itself, that's a kiosk. Then we have convenience retail जहाँ पे usually पाकिस्तान में आपको ये बहुत नजर आता है, जहाँ पे एक ही टिल होती है एंड आपकी बेसिक नीड्स पड़ी हुई होती है.
हम्म.
So then there's stores,
हम्म.
self-explanatory pharmacy, जहाँ पे थोड़ी बहुत चीजें पड़ी होती है, drinks or, and specialty retail is basically bakery, bakery places जहाँ पे they specialize in bakery, but they also have a few chips and other, top up available. So these are our segments. We need to ensure that Red Bull is available in these places at the right eye level so it's eye catching, and make
Oh.
sure there's a price communicated. So there's this thing that we do when we go to a cooler, we make an X, and where the two X, where they meet, is the perfect point where a consumer will probably, their eye will first look, and that's the perfect, point is perfect to place a product,
That's very
right?
interesting.
Yeah. So and actually, and if a price is not communicated for a drink or for any snack, there is a 20% probability of a person not grabbing your product. So price communication is very important. So there are little nitty gritty details that you need to work on. So this is the sales part. The marketing part is maybe in just terms of execution. So for example, let's say Red Bull is doing an event and we want to promote it in a way that you want to see it in supermarkets. It's not really marketing, I would say trade marketing.
Hmm.
That's what it actually is, the right terminology. So, when you go into a store and you see बड़ा सा Red Bull का एक additional placement हुआ हुआ होता है और उस पे
हाँ,
कोई
got
messaging होता है और उस पे और Red Bull पड़ी हुई होती है,
it.
right? That is basically a trade marketing key execution that's done.
Hmm.
So this role is basically and this goes for everyone in sales. So it's maybe 90% sales
Hmm.
and 10% execution and trade marketing. I
Okay.
hope I wasn't too complicated and it
No, no,
was
it was very well explained. Yeah.
okay. Great.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah. So you also talked about you were a student. Sorry, what was the name?
marketing.
Student marketeer for Red Bull while you were working, right? While you were studying.
Yeah.
So, how did that opportunity come about, or what is that experience like?
To be very honest, it's actually a very fun story because
Hmm.
so a friend of mine, a very old friend of mine, he called me up and he went like, Iman, fast mein maine,
Hmm.
I need to hire a store marketeer for
ठीक
Red
है,
Bull. And uski ye qualities honi chahiye, XYZ. So
ठीक
it was someone who knows people, someone who's confident, someone who can get the job done, and stuff like that. And I was like, okay. He came to FAST and I got him around a good 40, 50 applicants and I made so many people apply. And he went like,
है.
okay, but why aren't you applying? And I was like, me? Have you met me? No, there's no way.
Yeah.
And he went like, oh, why don't you apply? And the deadline was the same day, 12 a.m.
Huh.
And I did not apply.
Okay.
He made my resume
Oh, wow.
and he forced me into applying. And I was like, no, ye wo. He submitted my resume to the
Huh.
seniors and like, Iman, I've submitted your resume. You're a great candidate. You can do this.
Wow. ऐसे दोस्त चाहिए.
I ऐसे दोस्त नहीं है. So I thought I wouldn't even get through the first round because I didn't really have anything on my resume, like
Hmm.
what just that I'm doing BBA and I had like one internship that I'd done.
Hmm.
And like let's put it out there, I wasn't great at studies, not in my O level, not in my A level. So I was like, I have nothing to offer.
Yeah.
Anyway, they called me for an interview, and I wasn't the only one called. We were approximately 25 people called,
Hmm.
and there was only one position. And I was like, there's no way that I'm going to get this position. And Alhamdulillah, I did get the job out
Mashallah.
of everybody. And, like it came by surprise to me.
Hmm.
And I think it's great as a as a student job, not only Red Bull, if any other companies, I would highly recommend because my confidence, that was the turning point for me for my confidence.
Hmm.
That was like I underestimated myself so much,
Hmm.
but I did it because someone believed in me. And then, like look at where I am today. Out of 25 people, I got selected. So maybe there is something in me that I haven't seen and someone else sees.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, it was a great learning point for me. And it was hard balancing with studies, but it was so worth it.
Hmm. No, that's really good. And I think it's a,
Yeah.
it raises the point that having a good network is really important so that people know who you are.
100%.
Yeah.
I think student life में मतलब पढ़ाई, I wouldn't rate it at number one. I
Hmm.
think number one priority for students is definitely networking.
Yeah.
The more you network, the more places you'll be able to apply, the more you'll get to know about the company from those people, the more you'll get to know how you can rephrase your resumes according to places that you're applying.
Yeah.
And I think that is so important. What one thing that we don't do,
Hmm.
that I've seen now since that in a managerial position and I look at resumes
Yeah.
a lot, and I actually interview student marketeers now.
Hmm.
I'm at that, right? So I've noticed that people, if for example, if someone is a CS background,
Hmm.
they will probably apply for Red Bull ka student marketeer position
Hmm.
with the same CS background
Hmm.
instead of like trying to personalize it into the role that you're trying to apply for.
Mm.
And it's always better to know someone because they can guide you better.
Mm.
They can tell you plus points and what to say, what not to say. Another thing which I think is very important when when with people applying, know about the brand, know about the company,
Mm.
study about them. Like
Do research.
that shows interest.
Mm.
Research. Do your research. That shows interest that, oh, this person actually took out time to
Mm.
research about the company and isn't just applying for the heck of it.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's very important. But yeah, no, I would definitely rank social networking at number one. I think that's very important.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Yeah.
it's very important. And it's something जो कि आपको यूनिवर्सिटी लाइफ में शायद इस बात का अंदाजा नहीं होता. I think you later on realize
बिल्कुल
that.
नहीं होता।
Yeah.
एंड आई थिंक मैं जितनी अभी शायद लोग मुझे उस वक्त नहीं कहते थे कि मैं इतनी कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ और
Mm.
मैं नहीं थी। मैं उन बच्चों में से थी जिसको जवाब आता था पर नहीं बोलती थी क्योंकि
Mm.
शायद बेइज्जती हो जाए।
Yeah.
मैं उन बच्चों में से थी। मगर लाइक यू नीड टू पुट योरसेल्फ आउट देयर। ए लेवल्स ओ लेवल्स फिर समझ आती है, एफएससी और
Mm.
एनी ऑफ दैट मैट्रिक व्हाटएवर, बट यूनिवर्सिटी में आके यू नीड टू स्टेप आउट ऑफ योर कंफर्ट जोन। आप हर किसी से बात करो, एक्सपीरियंसेस लोगों के सुनो,
Hmm.
सीखो, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है।
What do you think कि हमारी universities, um, how well are they doing in preparing students for the real world?
आई मीन इफ आई एम गोना बी ट्रांसपेरेंट,
Hmm.
maybe 2 out of 10.
Hmm.
um Reason being, I would say, and it's not only Pakistan, I would, सो द थिंग, बाहर जो एक चीज कर रहे हैं ना, वो यूनिवर्सिटी में ना आपको, इवन इन यूनिवर्सिटीज यू गेट जॉब्स विद इन द यूनिवर्सिटी एंड you get a lesson, a little bit of a lesson of what real life work actually is.
Hmm.
जब आपको दिन में 8 घंटे यूनिवर्सिटी के बाद आपको 8 घंटे जब लगाना पड़ता है, तो
Hmm.
you get a reality check.
Hmm.
Over here it doesn't change much, for students. It's still the same. You're still waking up when you want to. Actually, you get even more leverage in university.
School से
और आपको लगता है हाँ, और ज्यादा आपको लगता है आप बहुत बड़े हो गए हो, आपको लगता है उफ, लाइक बस यूनिवर्सिटी हो जाए, जिंदगी सेट है, पैसे बन जाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं होता।
Hmm.
And universities that doesn't, especially Pakistani universities, don't prepare you for the real world. वो आपको theory wise सब पढ़ा देते हैं,
Hmm.
right? But they really put you out there for what the real world entails in terms of work.
Hmm.
No, they're not gonna ask you कि Maslow's hierarchy में self actualization जो है वो सबसे ऊपर है, तो जी आपको क्या लगता है? नहीं, it's more कि आपको over time अगर देना है, क्यों देना है, देना चाहिए, नहीं देना चाहिए, मतलब these are, there are a lot of things
Hmm.
that university does not prepare for. And I honestly think that it's great that you're doing this because people need to speak up about this and we need to change. I
Hmm.
think and for example, अगर कोई बंदा सबवे में काम कर रहा है,
Hmm.
स्टूडेंट,
Hmm.
बाहर कभी लुक डाउन अपॉन नहीं होगा इस पे।
बिल्कुल.
यहाँ पे अनफॉर्चुनेटली इट्स लुक्ड डाउन अपॉन, लाइक
Hmm.
दैट, like
Oh my
wise,
God, yeah.
but it just teaches you hard work, it teaches you.
Hmm.
And I think the more lower you start,
Hmm.
the more you actually learn.
Hmm.
So, for example, giving my example, my first job after my student job in Red Bull when I was in Karachi,
Hmm.
it was to go
Hmm.
talk to a dukandar
Hmm.
as a girl, talk to a dukandar and learn each and everything कि अच्छा क्या क्या ये लोग बेचते हैं,
Hmm.
क्यों बेचते हैं, कितने का बेचते हैं, किस तरह प्रॉफिट कमाते हैं, अच्छा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर कितने के प्राइस का देते हैं। एंड मैंने इसको यूजली ऑर्डर बुकिंग कहते हैं
ठीक है.
कि एक ऑर्डर जाके, एक बंदा जाके ऑर्डर टेकिंग करता है कि रेड बुल आपको आपके पास नहीं है, इतने ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला। सो when you start नीचे से ना,
Hmm.
you realize a lot of things,
Yeah.
and you can, so this is very important, and I think our universities unfortunately don't do that,
Hmm.
which is sad.
Hmm.
But I would encourage, if any, like, if companies hear this, that they should all have a student program for universities, not only just internships
Hmm.
during university.
नहीं बिल्कुल, जब तक आपके पास हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस नहीं आता, यू डोंट नो व्हाट यू आर गेटिंग योरसेल्फ इनटू, राइट?
100%। और मजे की बात है, कभी कभार कुछ जॉब एप्लीकेशंस न्यू बच्चों से, दे रिक्वायर एक्सपीरियंस, बट वो कहाँ से
हाँ,
आएगा?
बिल्कुल।
लाइक वी सीन दैट कि बच्चों को मतलब न्यू जॉब्स के लिए वो एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए, भाई कहाँ से आएगा ये
हाँ,
एक्सपीरियंस?
एग्जैक्टली।
सो या आई थिंक या universities should play an active role in this.
Okay, okay, that's great. Acha, so you've done BBA. For someone who's doing the same degree, what sort of career opportunities are out there for them?
So there's a misconception that BBA, मैंने भी सुना है अपनी जिंदगी में, this is
Hmm.
for all BBA students, they might relate,
Okay.
कि जब कुछ नहीं मिला तो BBA कर रहे हो। और हाँ, ये बहुत एक कॉमन वो है, but that's not true.
Hmm.
uh, it has a lot of interesting courses during BBA, and I never thought I'd be in sales.
Hmm.
But people usually say कि BBA करके आप खाली marketing कर सकते हो.
Hmm.
That's not true.
Hmm.
You can go in brand, you can go in trade marketing, you can go in sales, you can go pure sales, you can go in operations,
Yeah.
you can go in marketing, pure marketing. You can go in, you can go in trade, you can go in. And the thing is, when I talk about sales, sales is a, it's like the top of the hierarchy. Iske andar pe और further branches हैं.
Hmm.
Then there are
I'm
different
not
levels to
aware of
it,
that.
right?
Yeah.
So people aren't aware, people think sales अच्छा नहीं.
Hmm.
Sales में आगे बहुत branches है. Even marketing में,
Hmm.
there's not only brand, there's also sports, there's culture, there's procurement and like
Hmm.
logistics, procurement.
Hmm.
All these opportunities open up for you, and
Hmm.
it's just not one direct woe. And there's all like there's it's a lot. You have a lot of opportunities where you can explore and see. And I think the best way is MTO program. Go through every field,
Hmm.
and that is open for every BA student. Go to
अच्छा,
an MTO, go through an MTO program.
ठीक है.
In a year, they make you go through all marketing, sales, operations. हर चीज के थ्रू आपको गुजारते हैं.
अच्छा, what is
And you
MBA
pick up
stand
your management trainee.
for?
मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी आगे क्या है? वेट.
Opposite? That's my guess.
हाँ, I'm guessing officer ही होगा. Yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
There, you're better than me. So an MTO program basically 1 साल का होता है in
Hmm.
all, most, I think all, if I'm not wrong, organizations. They make you go through each department.
ठीक
So
है.
you get a flavor of everything.
Yeah.
And after a year, the company decides to keep you.
Hmm.
You get to pick and choose where you think
Hmm.
you are best for, which I think is incredible,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Right? You not only learn about everything,
Hmm.
because I also सेल्स में रह के मेरी ऑपरेशन से भी बात होती है, मेरी फाइनेंस से भी बात होती है, मेरी मार्केटिंग से भी बात होती है.
Hmm.
आई नीड टू नो ऑफ एवरीथिंग,
Yeah.
राइट? अब मुझे पता है कि मेरा लेजर आता है, मुझे ऑपरेशंस का पता है कि अच्छा ठीक है, कॉस्ट इतनी पड़ी, ऑपरेटिंग कॉस्ट मैं इसको नीचे कैसे कर सकती हूँ, ये वो.
Hmm.
सो यू गो थ्रू एवरीथिंग एंड यू लर्न एवरीथिंग.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think you have a lot to explore after BBA,
Hmm.
and the best way to explore, and I know it might sound cliche, but just go into LinkedIn
Hmm.
and look, like connect with
Hmm.
people, talk. You will find a lot of opportunities. So
नहीं, आई
yeah,
थिंक दैट्स रियली ग्रेट एडवाइस एंड ये एमटीओ प्रोग्राम साउंड्स रियली इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज आपको ऑनेस्टली जब तक आप खुद करते नहीं हो ना, यू डोंट नो व्हाट यू इंटरेस्टेड इन और
100%.
व्हाट यू लाइक. यू माइट थिंक दैट आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन एक्स वाई जी, बट व्हेन यू गेट इनटू इट देन यू ओनली रियलाइज यार मुझे ये पसंद भी है या मुझे नहीं पसंद, राइट?
100%. I mean, all my life I thought I wanted to be in marketing and I wanted to do something in marketing. And here I am, 5 years in sales
Yeah.
and completely, like enjoying it completely.
Yeah.
And by the way, it doesn't mean that if I'm in sales, I can still go to marketing. I can still
Mhm.
branch out.
Yeah.
You're not
Your options are always
this is also yeah, this is a big misconception कि आप उधर ही रहते हो पूरी जिंदगी.
open.
ऐसा नहीं है, right? A salesperson can actually become a CEO or a head of marketing one day,
Mhm.
so you have opportunities open for you.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
अच्छा, so प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में आके what are some skills that you think are really important that can help you grow?
Number one is communication.
Mm,
I think that's very important. It might not be important for some departments,
mm,
but I always think having an opinion and voicing it in the right way will always keep you very noticed in a company.
it's very
Someone, yeah, someone can be very good at what they do.
mm,
They can be great at Excel, for example.
mm,
They can be great at analytical skills. They can be great, but if they're not voicing it, they're not going to be noticed.
yeah.
Or maybe one or two people might notice them who are close to them, close enough to realize that, okay, this person is good at this, this thing or one thing or the other. But until or unless you don't communicate or voice yourself, I think you're not doing justice to yourself.
Mm,
And so I think that's very important. Number two, believing in yourself, and even if and being honest, and problem solving skills, I would say, are very, 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 very important.
mm,
Like, okay, you're in a situation or you messed up. Everybody messes up. We're human beings.
mm,
But are you just sitting there and thinking, okay, I messed up, what is this person going to say? Or are you sitting there and thinking, I messed up, how am I going to resolve this? What is the solution? If you're not thinking of that,
mm,
then you've completely let go. Then you're just another person. If
mm,
you want to be someone noticed, and if you want to be someone, if you want to stand out,
yeah.
you need to constantly think of a solution.
Mm,
Making mistakes isn't, I think making mistakes is the best thing to do in a workplace. Finding a solution of your mistake is the best thing to do,
yeah.
you know
Huh.
so I think this is these are the top two things for me, or top three things that are very, very, very important in professional career,
Mm,
and that could help you grow.
I think that's solid advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have, I also understand that you've been in leadership roles and you have teams and people reporting to you. So,
Yep.
and very early on in your career, actually. So, how has that
Right.
experience been?
It's a roller coaster. It is. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You need to hear all sorts of excuses, and you need to hear all sorts of people. What's important is when you're in a leadership position,
Mm,
you need to realize you can't look at everybody the same way.
mm,
Everybody comes from a different culture. Everybody comes from a different background. Everybody comes from a different mindset.
mm,
And if you look at everybody from top down
mm,
on one scale, you're not doing justice to your leadership.
mm,
So, um, everybody has different leadership styles.
mm,
Some people like being authoritarian. Some people, however, I like going down and listening to each and talking to each of my employees and listening to them.
mm,
What's wrong?
mm,
Why? Even if I see a little shift in their mood,
mm.
I'll bring them to be like, what's wrong?
All right.
What's bothering you? So some people might disagree with me
Mm,
that, that's soft of a managerial way of going about. But I think it has to do with being a woman as well, being an empath, that I prefer talking to that person, digging deep down and realize it, like understanding what's wrong and trying to fix that, motivate them. And I think showing up for your employees is very important, number one. And number two, telling them that you're with them is very important.
yeah.
That you're standing with them, that and also not reacting to their mistakes. Like if I today, Kulsum, if you're in my team and you mess up,
Mm,
and if I go up to you and be like, क्या किया यार, सब कुछ
mm,
खराब कर दिया, you're probably going to be scared of
yeah.
messing up again.
Or come
But
with
if you
you
mess up,
about it.
you're coming to me, and next time you mess up, you're not going to come to me.
Yeah.
But if my reaction is more, it's okay, I've done the same mistake, even if I haven't,
Mm,
I've done the same mistake, and be like, okay, what do you think is the solution to this?
mm,
And you say, so first time you say, I don't have a solution.
mm,
I'll be like, okay, okay, think of a solution and come back to me.
mm,
Even if you come up with a solution that doesn't fit, I
mm,
will probably be like, good job. I think that is a great solution. How about we look at it this way and we
Hmm.
try this way? And if this way doesn't work, we'll come back to your way.
बिल्कुल.
That's me encouraging you
Hmm.
to, like, and that'll get, then you won't have a, and like I said, mistakes are bound to happen and it's okay.
Hmm.
So it really depends on a manager how they're enriching you
Hmm.
or how, and I feel like some people might not understand this way. And you don't have to be soft all the time. You sometimes need to give a little piece of your mind as well. Being a manager, it comes hand in hand because people might, take you. But for me, this leadership style has always worked. And
Great man.
I, yeah, yeah, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Have you fired people?
Uh, I have. I have. And so one thing is very important is you do understand when work is being taken granted for or when you're taken granted for.
Hmm.
I don't fire instantly. I always give a warning, obviously. And it needs, so after the first warning,
Hmm.
if, and that warning isn't just because someone messed up,
Hmm.
it's because they did something unfair to the company,
Hmm.
or they did something unfair to me,
Hmm.
or the organization as a whole, or to somebody.
Hmm.
That's when a warning is issued.
Hmm.
And yeah, I have fired, not gonna lie, 7, 8 people
Hmm.
in my 5 years in sales.
Hmm.
And गिल्ट होता है, बिल्कुल होता है,
Hmm.
बहुत ज़्यादा गिल्ट होता है कि बिकॉज़ किसी की रोज़ी-रोटी है.
बिल्कुल.
So, the first 3-4 times it really hit me and I felt a lot of guilt. But I also realized अगर कोई अपने काम के साथ faithful नहीं है और अपने रिस्क
Hmm.
के ऊपर खुद कर रहा है, तो
Hmm.
मैं कौन होती हूँ?
Exactly.
किसी को खुद रियलाइज़ेशन नहीं है, तो मैं कौन होती हूँ?
Yeah.
So, yes, I have fired people.
Hmm.
Um, बट फायरिंग से ज़्यादा जो मुश्किल चीज़ होती है वो ले ऑफ होती है कि अगर कोई बंदा अच्छा काम कर रहा है बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली कंपनी के पास पैसे नहीं है या कंपनी को लगता है एक्स्ट्रा रिसोर्सेज आपने रखे हुए हैं और
Hmm.
कम रिसोर्सेज के साथ काम हो सकता है तो व्हेन यू हैव टू ले ऑफ पीपल व्हेन दे आर डूइंग गुड
Hmm.
आई थिंक that is probably the hardest thing I've done in my job career.
Yeah.
Looking someone in the eye and telling them, "Okay, you've done a phenomenal job, but I'm sorry, we have to let you go." That's
Hmm.
I think as a manager, that's the toughest
Hmm.
thing you have to do. And I really hope this upon no one.
Hmm.
Absolutely no one.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's the toughest it's been. But always help those people, the people you lay off.
Hmm.
You have contacts, get them a job somewhere else. I think that's very
Hmm.
important. Keep in touch with them. When things get better, hire them back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that part of being a manager sucks.
Hmm.
I hate
I'm
it.
sure.
Yeah.
सुन के sad हो गई मैं. Yeah.
Yeah. In this economy and everything, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's part of life. Yeah.
It's part of life.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you said that now you are taking interviews of student trainees, right? So हमें 6 साल हो गए graduate किए हुए, right? So now the next generation is it is different from us, right?
Interesting, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you think, what are they bringing to the table that maybe we were not, or maybe what are they missing out on that we had?
Okay. So what are they bringing to the table first?
Hmm.
A lot of creativity.
Hmm.
We were not creative the way these students are.
Hmm.
The uh, to be very honest, हमारी generation बहुत जुगाड़ू काम करती थी. हमारी हमारी generation, our generation was all about किस तरह you instead of इस तरह ये काम इस तरह करके हम लोग करते थे.
ठीक है.
Um, अभी की generation is very creative.
Hmm.
They're very woke and they're very in check with themselves.
ठीक है.
They will call out a manager.
Uh,
Some might call it disrespect.
yeah.
People, I again, sometimes the tone really matters, and that's why I say communication is important.
Hmm.
The way you communicate is very important.
Hmm.
Our generation will never call out a manager and be like, हाँ पर आप ये गलत कह रहे हैं because blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
This generation, if it's wrong, and they will call you out no matter who you are.
Hmm.
The way they do it sometimes might be questionable, but yeah, that might be questionable. But if they use the right tone and right communication, they will call you out. They do not take, they do not.
Yeah.
They will call you out. Creativity. These kids are very creative.
Hmm.
I think, especially this lot, 2025 and 26 में मैंने जिन बच्चों का इंटरव्यू किया who are currently still in university,
Hmm.
they come up with ideas that I haven't seen in like maybe 7 years in Red Bull.
Oh, wow.
They,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I know people say this is the generation of Chat GPT, where the Chat GPT everything,
Hmm.
but um, yes, but they also learn a lot from it.
Hmm.
You know, it's not just Chat GPT for everything. I do think if a Gen Z kid sits in front of me, they are more knowledgeable than I am
Hmm.
in terms of a lot of, a lot of issues, I would say.
Hmm.
What is a little different, I would say, is they don't work as hard as we used to.
Hmm.
The kind, like the kind of, um, I don't know, I wouldn't say hours, but the more right word is, I think these kids give up more easily,
Hmm.
which I we did not.
Hmm.
I think फिर इनसे वो जो ये बात है ना कि if they're in a puzzle, they'll probably will probably sit there for 15 hours and try to figure it out कि किस तरह करना है और करके रहना है.
Yeah.
They will probably be like, अच्छा नहीं हो रहा, let's move on.
Huh.
Their attention span has really gone down. Like,
Think.
yeah, it's the constantly, and like they'll give up too easily, and they'll give up. They won't even feel bad about it, and they'll go on to something new. So you have to bring them back. नहीं अच्छा ये अभी नहीं हुआ, ये first step है, ये करके दूसरा वाला होगा, तो
Yeah.
इधर आओ पहले.
Yeah.
you know so
तो गिल्टी होता रहता कि वो ये नहीं हुआ.
हाँ, तो वो एक चीज है about this generation, but I still think that's something that can be still taught.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think, you can still teach them to work hard,
Hmm.
but creativity you can't teach.
Yeah.
So I think they bring a lot more to the table than we did.
Hmm.
And maybe hard work is just, again, it can be taught. It's just one thing.
Hmm.
They still bring a lot more to the table. That's what I feel.
Hmm.
So Gen Z, I'm team Gen Z. Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, so you mentioned ChatGPT. So I know how
Yeah.
AI has changed or is changing the tech industry, right? Because I come from
Right.
that background.
Yeah.
How is that impacting your professional life, or it does not?
To be honest, purely in sales,
Hmm.
I wouldn't say it's impacting so much.
Hmm.
Uh, because especially in Pakistan, it's still very, like it's still very, what's the word?
उतना
Hold
यूज
on.
नहीं हो रहा शायद.
Huh?
उतना यूज नहीं हो रहा शायद.
नहीं, यूज भी नहीं हो रहा, बट अभी भी हम लोग मैन पावर पे ज्यादा रिलाई करते हैं
Hmm.
rather than relying on, like technology or anything.
Hmm.
um तो ये एक चीज है. However, अब अगेन, अगर मैं ट्रेड मार्केटिंग की बात करूं,
ठीक
तो
है.
हाँ, ट्रेड मार्केटिंग वाले probably to learn more about what other organizations are doing in terms of execution in store, और बिलबोर्ड्स यहाँ पे क्यों लगा रहे हैं और यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं लगा रहे, और कौन सा डिस्काउंट किस कौन सा महीने में रन करना चाहिए, रमजान है क्या करना चाहिए.
Hmm.
तो शायद वो ट्रेड मार्केटिंग वाले या मार्केटिंग वाले शायद ज्यादा इस्तेमाल कर रहे हो, ताकि
Hmm.
वो सीखें about other markets और other brands.
Hmm.
प्योरली सेल्स की बात करूं तो उधर इतना इस्तेमाल नहीं हो रहा.
Hmm. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to head over to a rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you a few
Do I get a gift for the right answer?
questions. There's no right and
मुझे
wrong answer.
मुझे हैम्पर मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा, मुझे पहले ये.
We'll look
अच्छा,
into
okay, yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay,
Okay,
let's do this.
chalo. Networking or skills? What matters more?
Networking.
Confidence or competence? Which comes first?
Confidence.
Risk taking or stability early in your career?
Stability.
Interesting. Specialize early or explore first?
Explore.
Strategy or execution?
Strategy.
Data or intuition when making decisions?
Data is king.
Hmm. Brand building or sales growth?
Oh, this is a very interesting question. Um, Sales growth.
Okay. Local impact or global exposure?
Local impact.
Brand loyalty or product quality? What matters more?
Product quality.
Creativity or data? What drives better marketing decisions?
This is interesting because
Hmm.
there are two ways to go about this,
Hmm.
but I would say data.
Okay. Okay. Coke or Red Bull?
You want me fired? Red Bull. 100% Red Bull.
Okay. Early riser or night owl?
Night owl.
Meetings or field work?
Field work.
Planning everything or figuring things out on the go?
Planning everything.
Okay, okay. So these are a little more open-ended ones, okay?
Yeah.
So what makes a brand truly memorable?
What makes, sorry, I didn't
What
hear your
makes
answer
a
question.
brand truly memorable?
Experience.
One marketing campaign that you admire.
I can like elaborate a little about this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I think Red Bull did this thing
Hmm.
in abroad where when we were newly launching, they
Hmm.
put empty cans all around one in inside bins overnight.
अच्छा,
Empty Red Bull cans in bins overnight.
ठीक है.
तो जब लोग अगले दिन उठे
हाँ.
और उन्होंने देखा बिन्स में कितने ज्यादा रेड बुल पड़े हुए हैं all around the city. People had it and they were like they want to और लोगों को फोमो नहीं पसंद. Fear of missing. People want to buy. So
Oh,
when they saw कि डस्टबिन में इतने ज्यादा रेड बुल पड़े and मैंने नहीं पिया, they all went and they grabbed a Red Bull.
oh my
I
God,
think,
that's so good.
yeah. So that teaches you a lot. That
It
teaches you a lot about people.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. One mistake brands often make.
Not localizing.
Hmm. One skill every young professional should build.
One skill,
Every young professional should build.
communication and presentation skills.
Hmm. One thing students underestimate about working life.
That's gonna be a piece of cake and they can wing it.
Ha. Biggest red flag in young professionals.
Um, Using too much lingo. नहीं समझ आती यार गैट क्या है मुझे नहीं पता.
Biggest green flag.
Um, the way they talk.
Okay, that's it for the rapid fire. I think that was fun.
I mean,
So now, before we head off, what is your advice for young individuals who are just starting out their career or they're just graduating?
don't don't get disheartened.
Hmm.
There are a lot of people in the world, a lot of people applying.
Hmm.
Uh, it's okay if you don't land a job in your first
Hmm.
place that you apply, or the second, or the third, or even if it's the 50th.
Hmm.
Give up.
Hmm.
Um, don't get disheartened.
Hmm.
You're probably that job wasn't meant for you,
Hmm.
and whatever is waiting for you is probably better, where you're gonna learn more.
Yeah.
I know it's hard hearing your friends getting a job and
Hmm.
you're not getting it, but trust me, wherever you land
Hmm.
will be the best place for you in terms of learning.
Hmm.
So be patient.
Hmm.
Job life is not like it's exciting, it's a lot of learning, but enjoy the time that you have off as well.
Hmm.
Make the most of it and use that time. If you aren't getting a job, use that time to specialize or learn something.
Hmm.
Do do you have a lot of online courses? Do an online course
Hmm.
and but keep trying, keep hitting, and there's no way that you won't land something that isn't meant for you.
Yeah, I think that's great advice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
So,
I know that you are an entrepreneur and a business owner. So that's something
yeah,
we will dive deeper into, inshallah, in another podcast. But
definitely.
yeah, it was lovely having you, Iman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, it was lovely being here, lovely talking about all of this,
Hmm.
all the experience that I do have. And yeah, we're looking forward to the second podcast with talking about my business.
Perfect.